All right, hey guys, we're back. Tour 9 here. And we are going to get the old redesigned Milano hole. Par 5. And one of the things that you'll notice about this hole is you can always go to the other side now. Even if you were to not get it, you could, as long as you put on Spitfire and Nirvana, you can get yourself out of trouble and still set yourself up for most times be able to get to the green in 3 because of the way that they kind of changed the positioning a little bit. So the only problem is the green's a little bit tighter, and where they put the pin is on the front, so it does get a little bit more tough to actually execute and get through this hole. But it's much easier to get to the second fairway. Everybody can get to the second fairway. The one problem that I still see about this hole is it's still a par 6. So the fact that it's a par 5 is just kind of misleading because of the fact that you still can't, there's almost no situation where we're going to be getting there in 2. And you're essentially setting yourself up for a very long third shot. So, anytime that you're doing this tee shot, what I suggest is, let me switch balls. I don't need this. So, anytime that you're setting up here, you do want to account for about 1 per ring when you're shooting to a downhill target there. So setting up with a katana or a Titan, just make sure you're setting your power based on, it being downwind, downhill, and on a tailwind like that, it is going to launch farther. So don't try to cut it too close to that rough. Even though my Thor's hammer is 1.7 per ring usually, we're going to use much closer to 1.0 just to be kind of on the safety side. Since I'm not going into full max power, it probably plays more like 1.25. But if we factor for 1 per ring, it's never going to hit the rough. So just a nice little tip for you guys. Going left here now is really useless. So this is the first guy that I've actually seen try to do this. But what I suggest here, don't even think about going that way anymore. There's no reason. So you're going to set yourself up for a very too hard 3-wood, and you're just better off going for this pitch now. I can set myself up for a short iron by going over this way. So about 2 to 3 topspin is going to be ideal to get yourself in that nice little funnel over there. Oh, jeez. Of course. So we are going to play very close to max, 6 rings, and just focus on putting this ball in position. It's going to drop from the Wi-Fi real quick, and you can see that you just kind of thread it up through here, and it's going to give you the potential to go at this hole with a short iron when you do this. So that's one of the biggest reasons that you're going to want to not go this way at all. And you can see with your wood, the way that you have to now go at this green is far more challenging than what it used to be. And there's no value to what my opponent did here, as it's going to be, twice as hard to make now as opposed to it used to be. It used to be a bear to make. Now it's going to be even harder because you have kind of a false front that you're kind of bumping it into. It's still going to be makeable, but there's no point if you can get the short iron now so easily. Like it's not even challenging anymore. It used to be. You'd have to actually work to get it to where I just did, and have a lot of curl and all that effect. But if you can get it to short iron versus wood, then you guys are going to want to go with short iron. Keep in mind, if we get a downwind like this, that we're going to be moving to a lower target, a lower elevation. So you need to underplay your rings because of that. If you don't underplay your rings, you're going to end up missing. So keep that in mind. So instead of going the usual max, I'm going to need to make an adjustment on max, and I'll have to come in a little bit. So, you know, I'm very close to max, but instead of going the usual 4 rings, you're only going to see me go 3.5. And the reasoning for that is because I'm moving the arrow to a lower target. It's going to affect how much gets up into the wind. And you can see what I just did was actually still too much. So even going 3.5 there was still too much, and I'm putting pressure on my short game. So you can see what it's going to take for you guys to fully execute that. Keep that tip in mind that I mentioned to you guys, and you just got to work on figuring out how much you need to underplay. You know, that's my first attempt at that shot. I knew it was going to happen because we were going to put it to a lower elevation, but that was my first attempt trying to actually pull that off. And as you can see, I just wasn't able to execute it there. So here you're seeing that I accidentally, it ends up costing me the hole. So unfortunately, you know, just something you got to be careful of. As you can see. Oh yeah, wow, you're good, dude. Congrats. You won a match in Tour 9. Apparently that's your first win, so good luck, and see you guys on the next one.